Thank you. Thank you, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to Trevor Live. I am so honored and thankful to have you all here tonight to celebrate the Trevor Project and to help us expand our global movement to end suicide among gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, queer, and questioning young people. When this organization was founded in 1998, I was 16 years old, living in suburban Boston, just starting to realize I was a little bit different than my classmates. When I realized that I was gay, I was terrified. I didn't know if my friends and my family would still love me if they knew, and I was scared that I would never find someone to love. I wish I had known then that the Trevor Project existed. It would have helped me in some of my darkest moments. I know there are people in this room who have told me that they wouldn't be here today were it not for this organization, and there are so many others who wish they had known about the Trevor Project in their darkest moments. And that is why we are here today, to make sure that every young person, regardless of their sexual orientation, their gender identity, their race, their religion, or their immigration status, knows that the Trevor Project is here for them whenever they need us. I don't need to tell you that it's tough out there, especially these last few years. We know firsthand that harmful policies and hateful rhetoric have a direct impact on the lives of LGBTQ youth. Last fall, the administration tried to define transgender and intersex people out of existence. And that very day, the number of transgender and non-binary young people who reached out to our services doubled from our average. Doubled. When those young people reach out to us, we know that the work we do saves lives, because independent researchers have found that 90% of the young people who reach out to us see a significant reduction in their suicidal ideation. And I know that personally because long before I became CEO of the Trevor Project, I started as a volunteer answering calls on our 24/7 phone lifeline, and I continue to do so today. In my 8 years of volunteering, I've spoken to hundreds of young people in crisis. Recently, I took a call from a 16-year-old in the middle of the country who was dealing with loneliness and anxiety because she realized that she liked girls and she wasn't sure what her father was going to say about it. He had recently mentioned that he would send her to conversion therapy if he ever found out that she was a lesbian. So she had a simple question for me. Should she come out to her father? I told her what we tell so many of the young people who reach out to us every single day, that yes, there may be people in your life, like your father, who don't accept you for being who you are. But I want you to know that there are many, many people who will not only accept you for being who you are, but will celebrate you for being who you are. I told her that I wanted her to know that I was one of those people and that I was incredibly proud of her about being open about who she was. Something else I am incredibly proud about are all of the transformational changes the Trevor Project has accomplished since I last stood here a year ago. We have dramatically expanded our direct crisis services on text and chat to be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, more than tripling the number of LGBTQ youth that we serve on text and chat. We have increased the level of clinical expertise on our staff, hiring as a medical director our first full-time psychiatrist, as well as multiple clinical psychologists. We have created a leading-edge research department and conducted the largest survey ever done on LGBTQ youth mental health. We just released the results a few days ago. You should check it out. A lot of important findings. And we have also helped pass laws in 5 more states to protect LGBTQ youth from the dangerous and discredited practice of conversion therapy, including finally banning it in the state of New York. But we know there is still so much more work to do. Our research shows that in the United States alone, there are more than 1.5 million LGBTQ youth who seriously consider suicide and could benefit from our services. And we do not yet serve 1.5 million LGBTQ youth. That is why we are expanding our crisis services so that we can be there for every young person in this country who needs our help. That is why we are launching innovative technology programs based on AI and machine learning to bring leading-edge tech to save lives. That is why we are working to ensure that every single school in this country has LGBTQ competent suicide prevention trainings and policies. And that is why we are expanding our grassroots campaign to end conversion therapy into the largest of its kind so that we can end this dangerous and discredited practice once and for all in every state in this country. It's incredibly moving for me to be here with you all tonight because I sometimes think about that 16-year-old version of me. I never would have imagined that I would find love, let alone get engaged, which I did last year to the love of my life, Jonathan. And I never would have imagined that the thing I was most ashamed about, the thing that I most feared people would learn about me, would actually become my life's work, to send messages of love and support to LGBTQ youth everywhere. That work would not be possible without your continued generous support, so thank you, thank you, thank you. You have allowed us to build an incredible community that saves lives of LGBTQ youth every day. And I'd like to have some of them stand now and be recognized. Our heroic volunteers, our incredible staff, our selfless board members, current and former, and our inspiring co-founders. Please stand right now and please join me in giving them a hand. As I've shared with you tonight, the work we do saves lives and is needed now more than ever. With your continued support, we will expand our work, helping even more of the 1.5 million LGBTQ youth who need us. I am so grateful that you are all here with us tonight so that we can together send a clear message to LGBTQ young people everywhere around the world. That you are beautiful the way you are, that you are deserving of love and respect, and most importantly, that you are never alone. Thank you all so much, and I hope that you have an amazing evening.